You see that young whippersnapper? That's me. You see, I lost my car keys a week ago, and I'm waiting here in the Mazda dealer for a new set of keys. Oh, sweet! Somebody texted me. How was your trip? Well, since I'm here waiting, might as well give him the details. My trip to the south was awesome. To fly to Atlanta, I ended up choosing Spirit Airlines. Since it appeared to be cheaper than the rest, it wasn't. After my mom and I landed, we rented a car and went straight to our friend's home in Athens. After driving for almost 2 hours, we made it to the home of Jack and Wanda. No lie, these guys are very special to us. My family has always counted on their prayers ever since my parents were in college. And what did we do together? We listened and they preached.
Jesus is the way, the truth, and the light.
Because they need to be like Jesus. They need to be different.
No man comes to the Father but by him.
We also did a bit of sightseeing and then headed to an Airbnb. I absolutely loved it. I felt like we were smack dab in the middle of the Georgia wilderness, a million miles away from big city hustle and bustle. If you're ever in the Athens area, this is the Airbnb to go to. So after a quick breakfast, the next morning we headed straight to our next stop, Charlotte, North Carolina. We did a quick campus tour along the way, and we finally arrived into this nice suburban house. Pastor Nick and his family were nice enough to open up his home for us. We had lots of mature, deep conversations that night, just saying. Next morning, I woke up for my monthly quarter-mile jog and got somewhat lost, but thankfully we found our way to the realtor who showed us a few houses. Wait, what? I'm moving? Well, yeah, about that, not really, or not yet. Anyways, afterwards we went to the Billy Graham Museum, which was super fantastic. If you don't know who Billy Graham is, look him up. I totally recommend it, and so does our German friend Tobias Schimmel für Kongressstätten. He moved to the USA for that job, and he has been working from city to city, and most recently to Charlotte. So why did he like the museum so much?
Because I was very inspired by Billy Graham. And now I want to go out to the world and tell the good story.
Tobias, I'm gonna miss you so much.
I will miss you too. You need to go to Echo for me.
On the way back, I snatched a thank you card, shoved it into Pastor Nick's hand.
The classes were the king. I've been waiting forever for somebody to give me a crown.
Next morning, we saddled up and made our 2-hour journey toward the Smoky Mountains. We grabbed lunch in this hipster town called Asheville, which has everything locally grown, non-GMO, no forced labor, and LGBTQIA certified. A millennial's dream. Then, after some sightseeing in the Smokies, we hunkered down in this small town called Pigeon Forge. This time, for sure, I knew I wasn't in Miami. Country music, boot stores, moonshiners were everywhere. To fully immerse ourselves into this foreign land, we went into this Hatfield and McCoy hillbilly dinner show. The food was surprisingly good, and the show, from what I could understand, was knee-slapping hilarious. Next morning, we passed by this sketchy thrift store along the way to Nashville, and its owner showed me her pet piglet. How big? Now I had to buy something, so I dropped $20 on this here cowboy hat. I'm no cowboy hat expert, so I don't know whether or not I got bamboozled. We had some trouble getting into the Airbnb. Rocky the dog did a good job protecting this beautiful home. As soon as we got in, we had some expected visitors, Romuel from Atlanta and Sister Lucia.
Ooh, man, are you that recording?
Yes. Of course, why wouldn't it? Together, we were gonna rock and roll through the Music City. First stop, Grand Opry, the place where legendary country music stars performed and made the genre popular. Second, downtown Asheville. Live music in practically every bar, eye-catching street performers, and not to mention the woohoo girls.
All those woohoo girls.
Atlanta doesn't have woohoo girls?
No, thankfully. If they do, they're hidden.
Turns out that Nashville is also the bachelorette capital of the country. They're called woohoo girls because, you know, they go woohoo. So yeah, the Country Music Museum and other sightseeing filled our day with musical delight. I mean, if you love music, you can't go wrong with visiting Nashville. The next day, we woke up bright and early to go for a 4-hour drive back to Atlanta and then fly to Miami. And boy, was I glad to be back home. For some reason, it felt like I had gone far away to a distant land when in reality, it was only a few hundred miles. For now, nothing can replace my Cuban compadres and coladas that Miami offers. As a matter of fact, after I finish this video and publish it on YouTube, I'm gonna go to Sergio's and buy me 2 croquetas with a café con leche. Adios, amigos.